Good morning, good morning, good morning. How is everyone doing? Give everyone a couple of minutes to get the notifications and get over here. Hello. Morning, Vicky. How are you? Hope everybody's having a good morning. I'm doing really well. Um, can y'all let me know if you see the banners going across the screens? There they are. Okay. I'm still trying to figure this out here. There we go. Okay, I'm sure you guys have seen that Casey White's attorney, Mr. McDaniel, has been filing motions like crazy to get his trial postponed to start with and moved out of Lauderdale County. And I can't say as I blame him for that. I would want everything moved out of Lauderdale County because this is a small place. The jury pool would be completely tainted at this point, and there's no way that he's going to get a fair trial here. Period. Out of the question for the man to get a fair trial here. Um, he has got him a good team of attorneys. And they are taking, and I have nothing to, I am just putting the news out here. They are taking donations for his attorney fees, and I am not asking for donations. I could care less if anybody sends donations or not. I am just putting the news out there. I am running it on my banner one time. He is using McDaniel and McDaniel out of Huntsville, Alabama. His defense is going to be quite extensive, and this team of attorneys is going to be quite extensive. They have not said exactly what defense that they are going to use. And I'm sure at the end of the day that they are probably going to sue Lauderdale County for not following procedures. But if anybody's interested, there's the information. You can write a check. You can call it in on a debit card. Whatever. You can call and talk to the attorneys about it. There's the information. Yesterday, they even had his murder trial postponed. Can't say as I blame them for that either. They're going to have that moved out of this county. Again, there's no way that he's going to get a fair trial here for anything. Right now, he is in Bessemer, Alabama, and I'm assuming they're going to send him to Elmore just as quick as they can. They didn't even hold him in Lauderdale County overnight. They brought him in, and he seen a judge that same night, and he was here like for 15 minutes, and they sent him got him out of this county quick. I think that was in everybody's best interest that he was not even here. So I'm not going to, at this point, I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on this because I just don't want to say too much because I don't want to be over opinionated on it because I can really see both sides of the fence. And I'm trying to look at it fairly, as fairly as I can. I'm pretty sure I know how his lawyers are going to approach this. But yet I don't want to say anything because the lawyers said they wanted to wait until they went to court before they released anything about how the defense was going to play out. But we all know that procedure was not followed. We all know that it's not entirely his fault. As much as Lauderdale County would like for it to be his fault, it's not. Okay, Dragonfly. So I will kind of keep you guys updated. If anybody is interested in sending him mail, you can email me and I can get you an address. I'm not going to just put that address out there for everybody to just send him hate mail. But if anybody is honestly interested in communication, email me and I can get you an address. I'm sure that there might be a couple of creators out there that would like a dialogue. And at this point, that's what I am attempting to do is And that's why I really don't want to say a whole lot, is because I am trying to build that dialogue. So I just really don't want to crap on it before I really start building it. I would like to have my foot in the door when the trial starts, you know. Moving on. I assume everybody's seen the post about Jennifer Youngblood, J for Justice. She's being sued for $2 million. By WAFL, filed a lawsuit against her for alleged bootlegging. Did y'all see that? That's for all their news clips that she used during the Brian Laundrie case, Gabby Petito case. They were on Apple, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and many other. The watermark that she overlaid on their work is what created the bootlegged copies. They insist that fair use would stop at a level of like YouTube. That once she LLC'd and it become a company, and she carried it onto other markets, then it was like bootlegging movies and pirating to make money off of their works. That's kind of how they're breaking this down. Because, I kind of, when I first read it, I thought, oh, wow, that means anybody that has used news clips and their watermark, because we all use watermarks at the end of our videos, right? But no, that's not it. It's the watermarks that overlaid each individual. When I looked into it, it's the watermarks that overlaid each individual picture of their video. And she ran like whole clips, like whole news clips. But they tried to reach her for commentary. And she was having some domestic issues, and I really don't want to report too much on that. But it's there to be found if you want to read it. Right, Dragonfly? I said the same thing. I don't think Vicky would want him to have to suffer any more than what he has already suffered. I don't think she would want the system to hang him. So I don't know what Jay for Justice is going to do to get out of this $2 million lawsuit with $150,000 in fines. That's a lot of money, folks. Well, I think that's kind of where they're going to go with it. Dragonfly is, at the end of the day, he turned himself right back over to the authorities. He did not try to fight them. He did not run. He didn't resist. He come right out and he was trying to get her help. She called 911 and they asked for a negotiator, and they said that there was no negotiator. Jay for Justice is being sued by WFLA out of Florida, a news station, for copyright infringement. All throughout the Brian Laundrie and Gabby Petito case, she used a bunch. They told how many. It was like 15 whole news clips, and she overlaid them with a bug watermark and claimed them as her own. She LLC'd and trademarked into a company. And not only did she put them on YouTube, but she put them on Apple, YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and other media outlets. Well, they had asked YouTube to remove the videos, and they did. And Jay for Justice fought it, and they put them back up. And YouTube told them that they would have to get a lawyer. So they did. They went to Washington, D.C., and they got a big-time lawyer, Nexstar lawyer. And now she's got $150,000 in fines and being sued for $2 million. Well, it seems that it caused her a domestic violence situation, and her husband just pled no contest to domestic violence charges, and she had to get an order of protection against him. So it has caused domestic issues. Her channel was still up yesterday or day before because that video that I done, 3 days ago about Jose in the bank, I got that clip off of her channel. But she was saying fair use, but they said that something about when you make it a company, when you make it an LLC, and you use the whole clips, and each individual frame has a bug watermark on top of it, it is bootlegging. It is no longer fair use. When you put it on that many media outlets and you're bringing in that kind of money off of their work, it's bootlegging. It's not fair use. Well, this isn't the Jose video. This is the Brian Laundrie, Gabby Petito videos, and it was like 15 of them. Well, if you noticed, I don't hardly ever get super chats. I don't get cash apps. Nothing. And I'm the one that does most of I do a lot of research. I put a lot of time into this. But all these big channels that just causes chaos and stuff are the ones that seems to get, the cash apps and I don't understand it either. And the big followings and stuff. I'm still at about the same subscriber level that I've always been at. It's like my subscriber base just doesn't grow. And I'm okay with that because it kind of keeps the drama and the chaos down, really. I can depend on the people that I've got. I'm sorry, McBro. Maybe some of the other ones. I dropped the price to 99 cents. Maybe some of the other ones will start joining soon. Just as soon as everybody starts joining, I can start making some members only videos. So yes, everybody, I dropped the price of the membership down to 99 cents. All right, let's see what's next. I've wrote down a few things. Okay. And it's not my doctor's appointments. I wrote that down too. Oh goodness, I meant to make a banner for the phone number for Social Security fraud for Jody Sue. just a quick rundown here. You've got Jody Sue Brown in the middle of the circle, and she defends Don Sherfy and Don Sherfy Jr. Sherfy Jr. has been caught with child P in his phone. Not convicted yet, but he's waiting on it. Frank Light is like family. He's been making videos of babies wrapped in barbed wire. You got Randy Hass, and he's been caught making videos or pictures of kids in bondage. But he's a good fella, and he was using her internet. What does that tell you about the person who is defending all three? And that's just the three that we know about. We have seen how she does animals. We have seen how she does kids, how she manipulates and controls. She can control a community. She can control men. She can manipulate communities. She can manipulate men. She deals drugs. I mean, my goodness, does Andy not have enough yet to get those kids out of there, or to at least get that girl out of there? Well, if everybody's got a pen and a piece of paper, it's 1-800-269-0271. Every time you see her throw that PayPal app up there on her screen, take a screenshot and then send it to Social Security, because it is fraudulent for her to be making that kind of money and then not turning it in to Social Security, and her being on disability and collecting checks from the government. Morning, Leanne. She wonders why we won't leave these people alone. Well, why is she still defending them? What is the big deal about us pointing out who they are in the community? Why does she get mad when we tell people what they've already been charged with? And then this morning, look, I remember months ago when Summer first come up missing, that picture surfacing of the man that's holding Summer by the hand walking through the field, and everybody's asking, who is this man? Who is this man? Jody Sue says, I don't know. I don't know who this man is. And then this morning, Harsh Reality says, that's Frank Light that's got Summer leading her by the hand through the woods. Excuse me? Now we have got confirmation that is Frank Light with Summer in that picture. Say what? Excuse me? Did y'all see that? That picture has been floating around since the beginning of this case. Don said he didn't know who the man was. Candace said she didn't know who the man was. Jody Sue said he didn't know who the man was. And now this morning, Harsh Reality says that that's Frank Light. I remember the picture. I remember the picture very well, being around at the beginning of this case. That's not a picture from 2 years ago. That was a picture that was caught on field camera in the beginning of this case. Morning, Nita. Well, see, I'm confused on it too, because I have been told that nobody even knew who the man was. And now we know for a fact that that's Summer and Frank. The only reason he's still alive, Grammy, is because they're all just alike. They all have fell from the same fruit, from the same tree. If they wasn't all in it together and there was just one good one around there, that one good one would have done took care of all that. Go look at it, was, because I'm telling you, in the beginning of this case, there was a lot of confusion over who the man was and if that was Summer or not. And now it's coming out as fact. It was put out as fact this morning that that was Frank and Summer. And I hate to speak ill of the dead. I really do. And I hate to bring things up about people that's no longer with us, but sometimes you go back and you read stuff that you missed. And her papa just passed a couple of years ago. It's not been too long that he passed, okay? And he worked at the Eastman Corporation. And let me run a couple of things by you guys too, okay? Y'all remember at the beginning of this case, there was like 3 or 4 of the Tennessee National Guardsmen that was busted in that trafficking ring. Y'all remember that? Well, when I went back over his obituary this morning, did y'all know that he was a National Guardsman too? He was a sergeant in the National Guard. 10 years. I mean, just like as long as we're making that link, you know? He was an avid horseman too. Jody Sue, where's that land that your pap left you? Where's that at, hon? I noticed when her brother Kenneth died that one of the pallbearers was a National Guardsman. And sometimes, coincidences just keep piling the fuck up, man. They just, don't they, Jody Sue? And so the first older guy that got busted in that ring that was with the National Guard, he was also with one of the SDA churches, but it wasn't there in Rogersville. It was one of the SDA churches closer to Nashville. But it doesn't matter because they're all part of the same association. But I'm not even going to go down that road. I said I wasn't going to go back down that rabbit hole. And I'm not. But that was just one of them funny things that I run into today or this morning when I was. And it just seems like every time I start researching this mess, these guardsmen just keep popping up. Just like, and that's terrible. That's terrible. That's terrible. Because I know some guardsmen in Tennessee that are some fine folks. So I don't think it's all of them. I just think it's a select few of them that are. Right, McBro? Because, yeah, one of them that was in the guard was, uh, what, a kid's pastor or something with the Baptist church. when this whole group of guardsmen was in Africa, they got in trouble. And this is on the internet. They let a group of prostitutes in a highly secured room where there was not only weapons but clearance, security clearance items and documents. And they said it was like half of the group. And this went on until one of them finally went and told, and one of the sergeants come in there and got rid of the girls and wrote up the whole platoon, or whatever you call them, of guardsmen. And they were severely punished when they come back from Africa. And they got in trouble for pretty much trafficking those women in Africa, and it was the same group of guys. Pull it up and read about it. I mean, that has nothing to do with this case per se, directly. But when you get out on Chimney Top Loop and you start looking for people on Chimney Top Loop, and RSOs come up, one of them is a National Guardsman that, and then when you pull him up, well, he's no longer around because he died. I don't know what exactly happened to him, but it kind of sounds like he offed himself, or somebody helped him make it look that way. So that's what I found when I tracked him all the way over to Chimney Top Loop. So what I'm saying, see, is they kind of do intertwine. Like I said, I know some people that are in the Guard, and I'm going to be getting in touch with them in a few days, and I'm going to be asking around and doing some digging until I'm satisfied with some answers that I get, or as satisfied as I can be. Hey, sweet Sativa, how are you? And, there was a remark made that Andy said that the Irish mob was around there. And I just don't think that the Irish mob is interested in sacrificing their drug trade and their drug route for children. That's just not their style. That's not what they do. That's not their purpose. Exactly, McBro. Because she said that her pap went and got her from her daddy, right? Leanne, I can't tell if it's her or that other little girl that looks just like her. Hey, Grandma Mama, how are you? Good to see you in my chat. The little girl that I had put up the picture of that was the Donwell's family official that looked like her but had all of her teeth in. And Ziggy had said that she had seen her at the church. It really looked like her, but wasn't her. It was older. So I can't tell if that's really her or not. Um, Adrian, what say you about the picture that Harsh Reality is showing of Frank Light and Summer? That picture's been floating around since the beginning. Is that really Summer and Frank Light? In the beginning of this, that picture was said to have been caught on Jody Sue's field camera. Or, yeah, the whatever she's got out there. But she said she didn't know who the man was. And now all of a sudden we've got a positive ID. Please do, because like I said, that picture's been around since like October or before September, October. And now all of a sudden we've got positive ID. And I'm not sure about that. I have been really prowling like corners of the web, and I'm noticing like around the Morristown Greenville area that witchcraft and Satanism is really popular in that little corner of the world. Um, I did not realize how popular it really was until the last couple of days. Thank you, Grandma Mama, because that's what I was saying. I remembered that there was a lot of controversy over it, and that just did not look like Frank Light to me. And now he's positively identifying that as Frank White, and it just doesn't look like Frank to me. It's too thin to be Frank, in my opinion. In my opinion. Yeah, in the face, it kind of does look like him, but way, I mean, to me, it just looks way thin. So, have y'all heard anything about these Facebook groups where you can rehome an adopted child or just rehome a child that you don't want? I have been checking them out the past couple of days, and I dropped a message to one of them last night that I was interested in adopting one of those kids. And here's why: they're all out of Ogden, Utah. Every one of those groups, every one of them that I could find. I found like 6 of them. And all of their contacts that I could find was linked into Tennessee. And I thought that was so weird. I'll make a video of it here in just a little bit after I get back from the doctor, and I'll show you guys. Um, there's something really strange about that. It's like they adopt these kids, and if they don't fit into the homes, they just go to these underground groups, and it sounds like they're getting rid of a puppy. It's like, this is Nathan. He makes A's and B's, and he likes corn, and he likes cheese, and he has blue eyes and blonde hair, and he's this tall and that tall. And I mean, it's just like you're getting rid of a puppy, right? Well, see, that's the thing. It says that there are fees associated with it, and that's why I dropped them a message to see what exactly is the deal, because it says that it does not go through like the foster care system, and it's not an adoption agency per se, but you've got to pay for whatever their what they call their home study, but it's not a state regulated home study. So I'm going to find out what exactly it is. See you later, Adrian. And again, I don't know if that would even have anything to do with Summer, but just the fact that you can just get rid of a kid that you don't want in a group like that and just sign their birth certificate, and that's legal to do in Utah. You just sign their birth certificate and just give them to somebody. That's jacked up. I can't even tell you how many ways I feel sideways about that. No, this isn't fostering. This is outright just rehoming so the system does not know that you have got rid of an adopted kid. That way, you're still eligible to adopt another one if you want to. Casey White has hired a team of attorneys, and his attorneys are taking donations. If anybody's interested, I'm running it one time, and that's what that is. Yeah, that's the prisoner that left the jail with Vicky. They're trying to get his stuff moved out of Lauderdale County here, which is really the best thing for him. I wouldn't. This is a really small area. He's not going to get a fair trial here, so he needs a change of venue. My heart breaks every day for Summer. I'll, I've got a doctor's appointment at 11:15, but when I get back, I will make a video on this rehoming stuff that I have been looking into. But what is the chances of all of them coming out of Ogden, Utah? I've not made up my mind whether I'm going to attend or not. But all these coincidences, man, Well, I posted something on my community tab yesterday about it, and there was they had placed two kids with a couple, and after they had placed the kids with the couple, it was several months later they found out that they were pedophiles, and then they had to go kind of sort of take the kids back from them without police help or anything because they had adopted them out without it being a legal adoption. And then the couple still ended up with more kids, and it took them about 10 years to ever get caught and put in jail. Go watch the video that I put on my community tab yesterday from about rehoming. Oh, I hear you, Leslie. If I go, I'm not under no alliance to anyone. I'm for me. I'm for Summer. Oh, that was something else I was going to tell you guys. Um, Don is scheduled to come out of there in October. He is scheduled to leave that jail in October. So must be doing some kind of program in that jail. So if we do not find Summer in the next 4 months, he is going to be right back out. Doing the same crazy stuff. Where do I stand with it? Right where I stood with it in the very beginning when I first put out my first theory. When I said either my first theory was Candace was off with Hunter somewhere, or they were getting high and there was an accident and her body was stashed at the 125 address until all those searchers cleared out. And then she was moved off that hill. Or she was trafficked off that hill. And it happened before the 15th. If she was trafficked, she was already out of there way before the 15th. That's my opinion. It was awful convenient for that kid to get gone. For one individual that lived across the road. It the whole narrative fits for her. I've been saying since the beginning she's like an arsonist that sets the house on fire, sits back and watches it burn, and then calls the police and tells them it's burning, and then sits back and tells the police how it burnt, and then goes and tells the media how it burnt to control the narrative. Then she goes back and revisits the crime scene. If she made it home for sure on the 15th, then she was across the street on somebody else's property until after all the searchers left. Period. There was also somebody that moved out of that area just a month or so before that was related to Jody Sue. And I can't find out exactly who it was. But those people had Indiana connections. And I have also been told that the boys have finally said that they never seen Summer after the night of the 14th. So keep that in mind too. Guys, I have to start getting ready for my doctor's appointment. I love you and I appreciate every one of y'all. Please consider joining my membership so I can start putting out some members only videos for you guys and start doing some special things for you guys. It's only 99 cents a month. And I'd really appreciate it. It would help me out. It would help me out with some software and some subscription services and things. I will get y'all a video out on the rehoming stuff later on today. And if I get a chance, I will pick back up where I left off on this live later tonight. How about that? That's right, just a coffee a month. It's not much at all. Can't get much cheaper than 99 cents a month. I mean, crud, you throw that much change in your side pocket of your car and forget about it, right? That's nothing. All right, make sure that you send it to the Proton email address. I no longer have the Gmail address. I changed everything over to the Proton email address back a couple of weeks ago when I was getting hacked and everything. So it's the goddess.syn77 at protonmail.com. All right, guys. Love you bunches, and I appreciate everybody. And I will see you guys later on tonight. Have a blessed day.